What's good, everyone? JMB 434 back again, and this is NXT Back to Black and Gold. And we continue our series where we start for the reboot NXT all the way to its closing days in 2021 till it was revamped as NXT 2.0. Show this is starting on the 25th of July 2012. The show starts Bo Dallas and Derrick Bateman versus Johnny Curtis and Michael McGillicutty. Starts with a lockup. Dallas with a shoulder block sends Curtis to the floor. Curtis reaches for the tag to McGillicutty. Bo hits a leg atomic drop, and Bateman gets the tag. Chops to McGillicutty. Double team by Dallas and Bateman. There's a bit of a chase around the ring, and Dallas attacks McGillicutty. Gets an advantage by Curtis attacking Dallas. Then a double team on Dallas with a backbreaker for a 2 count. Chinlock applied onto Bo. Bo fights back with a few rights. Bo reached for the tag with no avail. Curtis continues the onslaught. William Regal actually compared Johnny Curtis and Michael McGillicutty, who ended up being Fandango, and Curtis Axel, who was never eliminated from the Royal Rumble, by the way, compares him to Ole and Arn Anderson. So that's quite a bit of a nice little compliment there. Curtis applies more pressure onto the back of Dallas. Dallas fights back with an elbow. Bateman finally gets a tag and hits a clothesline and a dropkick to the corner. Plants a face first flapjack when McGillicutty breaks up the pin. Curtis hits a beautifully done Falcon Arrow for a 3 count. Bo looked a bit pissed at the loss. They're protecting Bo Dallas quite a lot, which I thought, which is interesting because we all know what happened at one point, which we're going to get to. Next match tonight, Antonio Cesaro against Alex Riley. Oksana, damn, forgot how good she looked when she was with Cesaro. Cesaro was pretty much working 2 shows. He was on SmackDown and he was also doing NXT. Match starts with a lockup. Riley hits a drop kick and gets slipped away into the corner. To a face plant for a 2 count. Cesaro drops him onto the top rope to take over and goes into an abdominal stretch. Riley gets a backslide for a 2 count. Cesaro wraps him up to the mat and throws him in for a couple of suplexes. Back to an abdominal stretch. Riley backdrops him out and makes a comeback. He hits with a clothesline and a spine buster comeback. Gets distracted by the lovely Oksana. I mean, who wouldn't? And Cesaro attacks from behind and finishing with a neutralizer with a 3 count. All right, match, I suppose, in that sense. Cassius Ohno is backstage with Riley Pierce, who I only just realized was Ryan Nemeth. That is the brother of Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler. Cassius Ohno said he's tired of hearing about all the new talent and all the potential. Said something is missing, which is the element of danger, and which he brings to the table. Says he's a dangerous man. Is when he gets you in the hole, you may want to reach the ropes. And I think if you sort to do, if you want to break or something like that, something along those lines. But it's a shame Cassius Ohno didn't come as good as I thought he would have done. And the Matt Striker backstage with Drew McIntyre. Drew said he's sick of talking, just ends tonight. Just very short promo. We have a women's match with Natalya against Sophia Cortez. Starts with a lockup. Natalya throws around the ring for a little bit and gets discus ladder for a 2 count. Which goes to the Mexican surfboard. Cortez makes a comeback out of the corner when Natty rolls up for a 2 count. Cortez hits a roll up of her own for a 2 count when Natty gets another roll up. And as they head outside, Natty said that she hated her when she got knocked out of the ring. Natty takes time and lets herself be counted out. This was a very questionable thing. Crowd were not happy with a count out loss. And then as soon as the match was over, Natty rolls back into the ring and puts a beating on Sophia Cortez and puts her in the sharpshooter. Bit of a waste of time for me. We got a Raw 1000 vignette, which shows back to that episode. The only thing I did like was the DX reunion. We had the wedding of AJ Lee and Daniel Bryan. DX attacked Damian Sandow. AJ goes, I do. And it turned out that Vince McMahon announced that AJ Lee is the general manager of Raw and leaves Bryan Danielson at the altar. Rock returned and attacks Bryan. It's the rock bottom. Rookies from NXT surround Kane in the ring. And The Undertaker comes out and attacks all the young rookies from NXT. We got highlights of the main event. That was CM Punk and John Cena. Big Show obviously attacked both men at the end, which leads to The Rock coming out. And at the evening that Punk attacked The Rock, Punk turned heel. I thought that episode of Raw was good, and it finally closed off with Triple H getting the match he wanted at SummerSlam. That was against Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman said, if you want the match, you got it. Stephanie McMahon attacks Heyman. Lesnar comes to the ring. Lesnar hits Triple H with some shoulder tackles, and Triple H throws Lesnar out of the ring. We have a tag team match, The Ascension versus Dante Dash and Garrett Dillon. Literally, this match was literally 2 minutes. We didn't get a lot of wrestling action tonight on that show, which is a bit disappointing. Ascension really had a decent theme song before it went to the really cool one that they had. Connor destroys Dillon before the match, throws Dash into the corner. Continued teamwork by both guys. And then they hit the fall of man for a 3 count. We have a segment with Big E. Very cool vignette as we head to the main event. This is a main event that we did see a lot in the future. Langston said he doesn't like to be paid by the hour. Shock. Shame what happened to Big E. I was a big fan of him, but they did a lot with him here, which is pretty cool. Seth Rollins in the main event against Drew McIntyre starts with a lockup. Drew overpowers Rollins and put him into the corner for a break. Rollins gets behind before hitting a shoulder tackle on Drew. Drew goes for the kick with a reversal by Rollins. Seth hits a kick in the guts, but a drop kick sends Drew to the outside. Drew gets frustrated and goes into the guardrails. Rollins does a suicide dive for a commercial break. Come back from break. McIntyre starts getting control. McIntyre put down Rollins with a big boot. Then Rollins gets a spin kick in for a 2 count. Drew gets back in control with a gutbuster for 2. Follows up with a clothesline for another 2 count. Drew wraps him up into a neck vice. Rollins fights out and makes a comeback for the clothesline. Rollins with the enziguri and the flatliner into the turnbuckle. And both guys are down again. This was actually a very good match, by the way. I did really like this match. Rollins gets another roll-up for a 2 count and then a super kick. Seth went for the Phoenix Splash on the top rope, which he misses. Drew hits him with a Claymore and then a Future Shock DDT for the 1, 2, 3. This was a very decent match. This show pretty much, I don't think, met the expectations of the first couple of shows. As was announced next week of the show, there is going to be a championship tournament, which will decide the NXT Men's World Championship. So we are really up and running with these the continued journey to Back to Black and Gold. We are going to be doing everything. We're going to do the best we can. So this is episode that is all done for you. Wasn't a lot of wrestling on the show, which was a bit disappointing, but anyway, doesn't matter. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. I'm going to get an episode done for you once a day. Get as much as I can. And as this series goes on, towards we get to the back end of 2021, if you guys want me to review 2.0, even though I hated 2.0, if you want me to do it, I will do it. You'll just have to let me know. It depends how popular this gets. Anyway, so thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Adios.